All right, so a lot of people have asked me about my process for creating YouTube videos. How do I come up with ideas? What tools do I use? That sort of stuff. So I figured I would do that. In this video, we're gonna talk about all of that stuff. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll give you a full tour of all of the equipment that I use. All right, so recently I've been waking up at like 5:30 or so. My wife has been going to leave for work at 6:30, which means I'm up and I'm kind of ready to go by 6:30. So I am usually like in the office creating content by 7 after I take a shower and get my coffee, which is over here getting ready right now. And yeah, at 7, I'm ready to go. I spend an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours before I start my full-time job. So I'm just creating content, recording videos, writing articles, that kind of stuff. That's been my process for the last several months, and it's actually been really nice. All right, so a little bit of insight into how I come up with videos, edit them, and then publish them all the way through. So one question I got was about ideas. How do I come up with ideas, or how do I validate ideas? A lot of it is just like when you are as engaged in the community and developer communities online and in person sometimes, as I am, I see so much stuff around me, right? Like I see really cool stuff that other people are doing. Anyway, so I get the opportunity to just try out a bunch of different stuff. And I think that's the right position for me in terms of that's what I enjoy. I enjoy learning new things and trying new stuff out. So for me, like I have, I can actually show you a backlog of items that I just come up with in Trello. And I keep these in Trello. I'm going to grab this and take it to the other screen, which a lot of these are really just not very great notes, but I'll at least show you what I have so that you can see it. So like here is my Trello board. And so the things that I'm doing, one, I have this like recording, editing content vlog. So that's one thing I'm doing right now for you. CSS tricks article, some backlog of courses. And then under my video backlog, I've just got a ton of different ideas here. And I kind of gauge, like on any given week, I gauge what I'm interested in, what like keywords, doing keyword research, what might be popular and that sort of stuff. So anyway, I just come up with random ideas and I pay attention to what other people are doing and go from there. So at this point, this video is Netlify serverless functions, which at the time of me recording this is about to go out in like a couple of hours. So I'm actually getting this ready. And as you can see here, inside of here, I've got a few different tracks that are recorded. Maybe making this thing a little bit bigger would help. But I've got like the main video and audio. So the video that you see right now, this is coming from, and at the end of this video, or nearest the end, I'll give you an actual tour of what all this stuff is. But I've got the Logitech Brio, which shoots in 4K, and then I've got this mic, and so that's this feed right here, like this level here. So I've got that. Then I've got usually a desktop, and so I like the desktop video still exists down here. I'm just covering it up with the 4K video for this part. And then I also, I can drag this on top here for a second. I also recorded this separate angle. So I set up my other webcam, the C920, to get a different angle. It didn't really work for this video in particular. Like I didn't find a way to merge that, but I want to incorporate that into more videos that I do in the future of just getting different angles and stuff. So one of the things I'm doing a little bit more is like you'll see in this intro, and you'll hear this. Let me play this really quickly. Netlify dev, that's what we're gonna talk about, and I'll see you there. So I don't know how much, like that's probably pretty low, but one of the things I want to do is I want to get, like I added that separate angle, right? Like I switched to this angle over here, and then I added music on top of it. So it's a little bit more like those vloggy type videos. And I'm just kind of experimenting with stuff and just kind of throwing it in there. Anyway, like after I have all these together, then I play, you'll probably be able to hear this a little bit, but not much, but I play everything back at 2x speed. And I'm really just looking for like gaps in the audio here. And I'll show you an example of where I've spliced this together. So like right here, I can't remember exactly what happened, but like I stuttered or I waited and then I just spliced it. Or actually that was kind of a transition between talking about two different things. But you just splice that stuff out, right? Like, so you cut a certain area and hopefully you can make it flow. And sometimes like actually in this video several times, where it was like a really tight cut. So I had to like really zoom in on the audio and try to make the sound waves kind of line up to where it seems like a natural conversation. And sometimes like you'll get this little kind of jump in the video. It's never quite perfect. Your local project. So you can see there's a little bit of a jump there in the video, but I went from like, there was a big pause. So I said a little bit of a big pause project, and then I just cut out a little bit of that pause. So this one actually is pretty good. There's not a whole lot of edits in here, which is really nice. Usually when I get in the flow of a video, it goes fairly well. So I'll just take out like the big things that are obvious. And then in the end, down here, this is where I've started to do like where you do your extra YouTube cards at the end. So like if I play this, I'm basically kind of wrapping up. I want to give the audience a question to hopefully drive comments in the chat. That really helps. So anyway, I get down here, I say I'm about to wrap up, and then I get to like this transition. Actually, it just froze on me. Like the playback is kind of tough at 4K, but so I transition like my video over here. I've got this screen that literally is just like an image that I throw behind the video, and then I can also like I can get rid of, since I'm not using that screen recording after here, I can actually like get rid of that, and then I could delete that other webcam and stuff too. So like most of the stuff I do is basic cuts. I'm trying to get more creative, which is like this kind of thing of being more vloggy and having audio and transitions and stuff. Like I thought this one was pretty cool, of like adding the audio and that sort of stuff. So anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. The next part of what I do is one, I think I've already got this and I can actually walk you through this. So I can go to upload, and then I will drag. Actually, I might go and select. So inside of my YouTube directory, I've got, what video is this? This is Netlify serverless functions with Netlify dev. So there's the video, upload that. I've got some upload presets. So inside of the description, like this stuff auto-populates, and I need to go and create a thumbnail and then do all of my tags. So actually, I'm gonna go do a thumbnail and I'll come back and then we'll finish uploading this video. So I am inside of Figma. This is free to use. It's in the browser, which is really great. So you can use it anywhere. It's free. This is where you can see like all of my thumbnails end up getting created. So anyway, I'm gonna kind of I'm gonna go through here and create a thumbnail for this video. So the title of this is Netlify serverless functions with Netlify dev. And one of the things I'm trying to do is like on the cover image, make this a little bit more enticing. And I'm not really sure what wording to go for, like easiest way to set up your serverless functions or something like that. Anyway, I'm trying to find like a tagline that I can put in here for that. All right, so I'm trying to experiment with like these more interesting kind of taglines in these thumbnails. So this is serverless functions, and then I'm saying like it's too easy. And that's what Netlify dev, it makes it so easy. Netlify as a whole makes it so easy to run them locally. And then also, they're just easy to create serverless functions in general. So I think this is actually good. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and export this thing. Here, I'll bring this over. So usually I have like a folder for each video. Netlify serverless functions. I have, here's the C920 was the second camera. I didn't end up using it, but I have it in case I need it. And then there's the project in ScreenFlow. So that's what I was using for my editing and recording, by the way. And then the MP4, and then the cover image here. So there's the cover image for that video. So I'm going to drag this back over here. And now let's go and just upload this image. So let's add this in our upload. So there's the thumbnail right there that pops up over there. Perfect. I think I do have a Netlify playlist actually, so I guess I can add it. Getting started with Netlify, yeah, there's that playlist. And then next up is tags. Now this is actually like, it takes me a little while to come up with all the tags, but you want to come up with tags that match inside of your title as well as your description. So you want to kind of have a combination of that stuff. So I'm going to run through and do a bunch of tags. All right, so I think this is pretty good. I've got like Netlify keywords that include serverless functions, the Netlify dev command, hosting, like Jamstack stuff. Lambda functions, AWS behind the scenes, so tagging that in there too. So I think that's pretty good. So next thing I would do is actually write my description. So the thing with the description is that you want to include your keywords that are from your keyword list below, as well as the things that are in your title. So I'm gonna go ahead and write that real quick. All right, so this is one thing that I should probably do better at, but I usually am kind of writing the description as I upload. It's not great, but I made sure to include like serverless functions, Netlify serverless functions, Netlify CLI, Netlify dev command. Actually, now that I think about it, Netlify CLI would be a good tag to have in here as well, so I can add Netlify CLI. All right, cool. So that is all the basic information about the video. Next up is monetization. If you're curious how much I make off monetization, it's really not that much. It's like a couple $100 a month, which is nice. It gives me some money to kind of invest back into the stuff that I do, but it's not a whole lot of money. Ad suitability, yeah, none of this stuff, none of the bad stuff. And then you get to end screen. It's basically like at the end of this video, what do you want to reference? And I want to import for my latest, because if you look, the reason I created, I gotta find out like where exactly that screen comes onto. This is where these elements fit into that graphic that we had at the end of that video. So now I just like take these things and drag them on over, and now they fit in exactly where those cards should be. So I'm linking to my Jamstack crash course, and then the build a quiz app intro, which is just kind of the start of a big playlist that I have. So anyway, yeah, that'll work. Those are my end screens. And then in Trello, I also mark inside of my notes, I marked where I need to link to different things. So I need to link to learn.jamesqquick.com. And this is in the video. So these are cards is what I'm talking about. And at 246, I need a link to that. So I'm going to go over to 245. That's fine. And I want to link to an external link, which happens to be a domain that I own, learn.jamesqquick.com. And what I'm linking to is like the cheat sheet that I referenced. So download the cheat sheet is the call to action, and then free Netlify cheat sheet is kind of the teaser there. So that's one card. And then I want to link to another video. So my Jamstack crash course, I link to at 11:25. And then at, what did I say, 11:25, I want to add a reference to my Jamstack crash course. So I'm already, yeah, 11:25, there's the Jamstack crash course. And the last thing is, I need to go back and, I can link to my Scrimba video at 38 seconds. So right in here, I'm going to link to another video. And this is the video that I did on the Scrimba career path recently here. And I will put my videos as private until I'm ready to release them. So then I can go ahead and decide, if I know when, I can go ahead and put them as scheduled. So you don't want to actually make them public until you're ready to promote them. And I've been doing mine a little bit earlier than I had been. So I'm going to put this for 9 a.m. and go ahead and I'm going to schedule that. And then that should be out there, and it should be ready to go by the time 9 o'clock Central Time comes around. All right, so that video is up and it is ready to go. All right, so give you a little office tour here. First of all, this is probably what you're used to seeing in my videos, a little backdrop there. Got the 2 LED lights just to add a little bit of an effect. I got 2 shelves along that wall back there. And then this is my desk. So I've got 2 monitors. A lot of people have 2 monitors. This is my Shure SM7B mic. So this is what I do almost all of my like audio stuff with. A couple other things you'll notice is, one up here, this is the Logitech Brio. So this is my 4K webcam. And then actually off to the side, I'm not using right now, if I don't break anything, is my Logitech C920 is on that stand there. So in theory, like I can move that around and have a separate angle. I'm also filming this on the Canon M50, which I bought back in November, Black Friday, and have barely used. I'm trying to use it a lot more. So this is actually a good reason to do that. I guess that's pretty much it. I've got a new chair on the way, but this is the one that I'm using for now. It's not really a brand, it's just one on Amazon. And so there's the whole thing. I leave my my computer here. So I kind of type on the laptop keyboard and then use the other 2 monitors. So I end up having 3 monitors. And then I've got this is a Stream Deck. So when I stream, I can hit buttons to do different things. I haven't done a whole lot with it, but I can control the lights. So you'll see those go up and down. So that's actually really nice. And I've got back here, this is the CalDigit dock. So everything that I have for my laptop just plugs into that dock, and that's how I do it. So yeah, it's that's it. I've got my backdrop with a few LED lights. I've got I didn't mention the lights up here are the Elgato something, whatever they are, Elgato lights, the lights from Elgato. So I've got 2 of those. I've got 2 monitors. I've got a Logitech Brio webcam again up there. Got the Logitech C920 over here on the tripod. Tripod is like 30 bucks from Amazon Basic. It's actually really, really nice. And then here I've got the Canon M50, and this is one of the first and few times I've actually used this. So hopefully this turns out good.